What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Let's Play The Ball. Last episode, we got started on the first half or so, give or take, of Oztoc, pronunciation notwithstanding, the second level of the game. We're going to be finishing that off this episode and probably starting the third level. Not sure how far into that we will get. Let me first just talk about how much bullshit the checkpoints in this game are. I ended the last episode and closed the game down to go to sleep. And I wound up having to replay everything since the tar pit puzzle when I started up just now, when I restarted it. Little bit of bullshit there. Not very good checkpointing. That's probably my biggest pet peeve in any video game, is bad checkpointing, and this game has it. The only kind of not even redeeming factor, the only thing that makes that a little bit acceptable is that this is a pretty short game. It's divided up into really short levels. This level, if you had to go through it in its entirety, is only about a half hour long. Give or take. If you're not going for secrets, it's like, what, 15 minutes? That's a really tricky jump to make because the way you want it to work is you want the ball to be positioned in front of the leftmost arrow trap here, so that if you miss the jump and you overextend, you don't go too far and you don't wind up getting killed by an arrow. It's tricky to position that. Oh no, I double-clicked. There's got to be a way to get back to the message, right? No. Why? Why isn't that a thing? Oh, hey, I can hammer the monkeys a little bit. Can't kill them, but, whatever. I could probably try to push him into the arrow traps if I was really malicious about it, but I'm not. We'll leave them alone. We'll leave the 2 out of the 12 monkeys alone. Not thrilled with that reference. I don't like Bruce Willis. Matter of fact, I hate him. Really upping the ante on that. Really out of the blue Bruce Willis hate. Okay, so while I was replaying sections of this to get back to where I left off in the last episode, you might remember that the room we are pushing these blocks towards has something of a memory game puzzle, a memory game element to it. You have to remember the symbols that correspond to the blocks, where we found the blocks. I positioned the first 3. The 2 symbols were the ones we got in the low gravity room. They were both emblazoned near the ramp. Oh, that's the wrong one. The symbol for the block that's already in the room when you come in here, which I already pushed into place off camera, that's right there on the right in the middle of the floor, and then the symbols for these 2 were right where we found them. I misread the one symbol, though. I do have these 2 memorized for the most part, though. I think it is... Hold on. Let me take a quick look at them. Maybe I don't have them as memorized as I thought. No, I got this. This is fine. You're going to push this one over here. And in case I'm full of false bravado and hubris, no, I'm not. I was clenching a little bit. I was bracing myself for the exploding ball that would come down from the ceiling. You can't avoid the damage, apparently, like I just did. I actually thought that was a room-wide explosion. Nope, you're not completely out of luck if you're just trying to brute force that. It's a little bit quicker if you actually apply your memory to the ordeal of a puzzle. Not too bad, though. This section of the game, by the way, you are not likely to see any of this stuff unless you're going for the secrets, because remember, you have to backtrack to the elevator that opens up in order to get down here. And if you're not going after the secrets, you have no reason to do that. So all of this stuff you normally wouldn't see in a playthrough where you're not going after the secrets. But since we have... Let's see. Wait a minute, there is one more thing down here. I was gonna say, since we have everything... No, never mind. I think it was just that one secret, right? Yeah, it was. Well, no, there was also the secret that we got last episode in the beginning of this little hidden area. But yeah, you come down here for 2 secrets, that's about it. Gonna be making our way back to where we were before, to continue on with actual progress in this level. Forward progress, that is. That almost seems like the kind of location they would use to hide something. Kind of like they did in the first level in that bridge. Oh no, I know there are mummies coming after me. Oh, they're right there. The ball will not go up the ramp. The ball is refusing. Fuck this ball. Come on. Oh no, it's deciding to get stuck underneath, so... Good thing mummies can't swim. So we'll just push it up. Push it. Push. Come on. God damn ball. Okay. Alrighty. So we are gonna drag the ball around as soon as I can get up now. Holy shit. What a harrowing struggle this has been. Where did the mummies go? Oh, they're behind me. Okay. Combat, not normally a big deal. Sometimes the ball gets stuck. And then, well, you could say that the mummies are busting our balls. I'm sorry, I was deafened for a second by the sound of booing going on inside my head. Come this way though, we have another secret. This one much more straightforward than some of the previous ones. They all see enlightenment where there is only growth. They all see godliness where there is only invention. Their chieftain has declared himself a god among men, a son of Quetzalcoatl. Every day they learn something new and their land expands onto ours. They take too much without giving back. We are slaves. Our backs shall be burdened for their will. Alrighty. Now, I don't remember what the message behind all these secrets are, and I don't know if it strictly ties into the main plot, or if it's just kind of a background subplot that lends a little bit of context to the events that are going on here. So I'm actually really curious to see how this story plays out. It's kind of neat to watch unravel. And yet, ooh, that's neat. I wonder if you could use that as a speedrunning trick, that, like, boosting with the ball like that. I lost my train of thought with the story, though. Oh, right. The story that seems to be unfolding through the secrets, the B story, if you will, is so far a lot more comprehensible than I remember the main story being. Or maybe I just haven't had the right context for the main story when I played through this previously. I guess that's another question we're going to find an answer to throughout the course of this playthrough. Either way, what this game lacks in a sensible, thoughtful narrative arc, maybe that's an unfair judgment to make. Either way, what it might or might not lack in that aspect, it makes up for in just being completely, brilliantly atmospheric. In fact, you might hear me go silent from time to time, just appreciating the atmosphere of this game. It is pretty fantastic. Oh. Yeah, you probably can use that as a speedrunning technique. I don't know, I don't really know much if there's even a dedicated speedrunning community for this game, but it seems like you can actually, by pulling the ball towards you and side strafing a little bit, it seems like you can get the ball to push you forward. Oops, mummies. And suddenly mummies. Oh right. That's gonna open up that door that you can see through the cracks. Through the gaps in the planks, I mean. Now we can bring the ball with us over here through the newly opened doorway, and we can enjoy a nice little minecart ride. Speaking of atmosphere and ambience, drag it with us, and let's start this thing up. There's not really much to say about this except, well, this is just going to be a nice, long, pleasant minecart ride. There's nothing you can do with the minecart. You can't manipulate it. It's not like there are going to be split paths coming up here for you to choose between. There's nothing you can really do while you're on the minecart. You just sit back and enjoy this little guided roller coaster ride. So I'm going to go silent and just enjoy the atmosphere of this. Over here on the right, you can see where the path forks. Pay attention to that if you're using this as a walkthrough. The split in the path back there is important, not while you're on the minecart, but once we exit the minecart. Or whatever this vehicle is. And the exit should be coming up on the right in just a moment. I feel like a tour guide. And if you look all around you, you can see the ancient Aztecs have carved out this vast cave space and rigged it with modern lighting, along with fire, lots of fire. On the left, you can see an army of flesh-hungry mummies. Okay, so now we have about a minute straight of backtracking to that split in the path, so fast forward time. And this is where the path split before when we were riding the minecart. This is what we're backtracking back to get the secret. Work continues on the Teocalli. The ores needed for construction sit in the wilderness beyond where the ground burns. Many slaves were lost on the trail in the beginning. While the shearing of the blocks had its eases, the mechanism for their arrival had none. We harnessed the slow lightning, making metal and stone as light as owl's feather. And now, to make that same trek backwards. So, once again, we fast forward. I had mummies chasing me that whole way. Whoops. I guess I should have dispatched them before I'd set off on my journey towards the secret. Which was the second to last secret of the level. We have one more coming up in a not terribly eventful section of the level. Hopefully the ball is... Okay, the ball is in fact not getting stuck on any kind of geometry. I was a little bit worried with the way things were going before, with the way the last time the ball was stuck in water. Ooh. Oh man, look at that view. I have to go real quick because I hear something going on. Alright, I'm back. I've come back to find this. I have no idea what the hell has happened. It's like the entire world has melted. I think the mailman might have left some acid on some of my packages. Oh, what in the shit is this all about? I wonder if I can jump out of the texture glitching. Or if I'll fall through the world. Oh, I hope I don't have to redo a whole bunch of this level, because I think I'm gonna wind up having to quit out of this. Yeah, alt-tabbing didn't do anything. Yeah. Can I swim through the texture glitching? What the fuck happened here? Woo, whoa. That's trippy. Okay, yeah. I'm finding, like, actual objects and flat terrain. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to the main menu and resume, and hopefully that fixes it. And hopefully it doesn't start me back at some crazy, ridiculous-ass checkpoint. Wait, where is... Oh, this is, pretty close to where we left off. This is just past the water. This is where we would have come up out of the water. So that's not too big of a deal. What in the fuck was that all about, though? Oh well, I'm not gonna worry about it too much. As long as that was a one-time thing. I shouldn't have even said that. Because you know it's not gonna be. Oh well. In the meantime, let's kill some more mummies. Holy shit, the mummies actually hurt a whole lot. Wow, I thought they would just take like a couple HP a swing, but no. Unless I was already missing health, that one was 16 for one hit. I can't afford to take too many hits, it seems. Okay, is that the last of them? Nope, 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 nope. That was the last of them. Alright, we're good. Now we are coming up on the end of the level, but pretty soon we'll move this out of the way and then we will gain access to the final secret of the level. Just when this ball gets out of the way, let's take a look at that giant pyramid in a second. First, though, we have a secret to get to. Very, well-concealed one behind that crack in the wall. That's very hard to see if you're not looking for it. Like a lot of the secrets in the game. Very well-hidden secrets. For the women, our place has changed. Farms are endless. Fertile ground has become an empire. We train the slaves the men bring from conquered villages to labor as we once labored. We make offerings of them when their exhausted bodies prove no more use. The men rule and we keep. Our young ones are born wise. We cannot unlearn pleasure and want not to. This is the best view right here. Best view for now anyway. I happen to know that there are some really cool things coming up. Where did the ball go? I parked it out front. No, it just rolled downhill and then somehow got stuck behind the giant cinder block. Alright. Come on. Oh, I'm so worried about this ball getting stuck now. Normally it likes to behave a little bit better than this. Oh, I had to roll it over to tie it up. Yeah, for a level that introduces some decently complex puzzles, the ending is just like moving blocks out of the way. Again, 3 in a row. That's all the ending is. And no climactic ending with some big elaborate puzzle, just drag some cinder blocks around. And that's it. Oh god, mummies. Forgot about the mummies. Always more mummies. Yeah. Oh, continue. Continue to the end to load next level. I don't like that, that you only get the little snippet of text, the little flavor text about the level if you go into the level select from the main menu. You don't get that when you just go straight from level to level. Which is a shame, because I like the little bit of... I like the flavor text. It adds to the experience. So this is a continuation of the area we were just in. This level is Oztoc II. I really should try to learn the pronunciations for this stuff, get that down a little bit better. Last night I was seeing in my sleep. I saw the people of the Tepidal Nation. All of them carried light. It was their influence, I realized. And I could see it swimming in the halls of the sanctum, and beyond it a shape hidden in the forbidden place. So pure it blinded me. Brighter than the sun, I awoke shaking, cold with fever. The Incans, the Mayans, the Aztecs, all these Mesoamerican cultures always seemed like they would be really interesting to learn about. And I remember only ever, like, really learning anything about them in one grade of elementary school social studies, and finding everything that we were taught in class really interesting back then. And then for some reason I just never got around to following up and doing any research of my own and learning on my own. Maybe I'll correct that at some point this weekend. You guys have any recommended reading on Mesoamerican cultures? I still want to get around to reading Divine Sacrifice. That reminds me, because there was a lot of Aztec lore tied into A Machine for Pigs. There was a post on someone who is apparently an expert on Aztec history posted this really thoughtful analysis of A Machine for Pigs and its Aztec symbolism on Reddit. And if I find it, I'll link it in the description. It's a fantastic reading of A Machine for Pigs from an Aztec context. Let's see, is there anything around here except to go forward? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think it's just the path forward right here. Not gonna miss anything if we don't backtrack. Okay, yeah. Because the next secret that we're going to be coming up to is right here, actually. It's right past that door. We just have to get it open first. And to do that... Oh, I thought that was supposed to be a ball switch. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bothered dragging the ball around with me. My boy invented a net for fishing made of coils from fragile metal. I watched him use it in the underground river. He ran a current through the line, shocking many fish. Enough for 100 to feast. My daughter placed nutrients in a bed of sediment one night. The next morning, trees stood above our hut. We will trade the fruit at the Altepidal. Okay, and we are already 2 for 4 for secrets for Oztoc II. It's not a terribly long level, especially compared to the first Oztoc. This one is about half the length, half the size, so it should be done relatively quickly. I think we are about like 20 minutes into this recording though, so I'm not sure there's going to be time to finish the 3rd level of the game during this episode. We'll find out though, see if I can speed things along a little bit. There's a magnet puzzle coming up later on, not this one, that usually gives me a little bit, that can give me a little bit of trouble. I love that effect. It reminds me of the hedgehog grenades from Resistance. If you haven't played Resistance, by the way, go for it. Especially before, I think, March, they're shutting the Resistance 2 servers down. So, yeah, if you want to mess around with Resistance 2 online, now or never. Just have to wait these mummies out. One of them, I think, just drowned. Wow, they do a whole lot of damage. Yeesh. Down to only 36 health after that one corridor. Ah, that'll clear all the mummies out, though. And now, do I go immediately back down to the ball, or do I drag it up here? Let's just check around real quick. It's going to be a little bit before we get our next secret, I know that much. Yeah, I'm heading back down to the ball for now. Drawing a little bit of a blank for what comes next, but the game is pretty straightforward in leading you... Oh, right, open this pit. The game is usually pretty straightforward about letting you know where to go. Some of the puzzles can get pretty elaborate, but it's pretty tough to get straight up lost. Might have a hard time noodling out a puzzle, but you should usually know where to go. And I thought I was coming up on the water puzzle, but this is a different one. This is the scales puzzle. We have to use the ball to weigh down one side of the scale, and that'll lift us up to the platform up there. Oh, you know what? I put the ball on the wrong side. they make this nice little indentation on the left side so you can have the ball sit here but not have it on one of the scales, which allows you time to get over to the opposite side and get on it before the ball makes this platform rise up. Okay, and that's gonna cause a set of tracks for the ball to protrude. Come on, stop getting stuck. We'll drag it over the track. Okay, can it go any further? No. Okay, that's fine. I thought it... yeah. Charge this up with the left click. That will allow us to knock the ball into the switch on the ceiling, which will allow us to progress further into the level. This is another water pit. Yes, it is. Oh, these are some really good underwater effects going on. I appreciate all of the atmospheric stuff in this game so much. Despite some problems I've had with checkpointing and texture bugs this episode, yeah, I think that I just want to dedicate this whole episode to appreciating how cool the atmosphere is. This is the water puzzle, which is actually quite simple to solve. Oh no, you plug that hole later on. What is the first step to this puzzle? I think it's up here. Ah, okay. I think a lot of little miniature aha moments of insight as I half remember what to do from years ago. Oh, wait, where the hell did it go? Oh, okay, you were just right behind me, ball. Whatever. Okay, so we have to park the ball on one side up here. Just get it in position. We're going to park it on one side, get it on the track, nice and clean. Step on the player switch and drag the ball onto the ball switch. Alright. So with that section of the puzzle out of the way, we will plug the hole and see where that leads us in the next episode. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one.